Welcome to Elombah Television, presenting Nigeria's perspective on global affairs. My name is Angel Lady. First, the headlines. Residents defy Governor Wike's ban, launch end police brutality protest in Port Harcourt. Gunmen kill 8 in Katsina community, police. 2020 Ofala Festival, Kalu greets Obi of Onitsha. Abia Indigenes in the Northeast adopts Kalu for 2023 presidential race. COVID-19, 164 new cases confirmed in Nigeria. Government will compensate victims of SARS killings, Sawolu. Edo election, tribunal received 5 petitions against Basiki's victory. And SARS, IG host Davido promises to investigate all videos of brutality. Now the news in detail. Despite Governor Nyesom Wike's decision banning NSAS protests, hundreds of people marched in Port Harcourt on Tuesday against police brutality. Nyesom Wike, the governor of Rivers State, had in a statement issued outlawed the protests and ordered law enforcement agencies to prevent the march. Organizers posted messages on social media urging people to join the protest, insisting it will be peaceful. Law enforcement agencies are also directed to ensure that the ban is enforced and that violators are brought to book. Paulinus Nserim, the State Commissioner for Information, said in a statement on Twitter. The protest first erupted on October 5th after a video of the killing of a civilian by a controversial police unit was shared on social media. President Muhammadu Buhari announced Sunday he is disbanding the Special Anti-Robbery Squad, which has been accused by rights groups of widespread abuses. Police in Katsina State have confirmed the killing of 8 persons in an attack by gunmen on South Village in the Ruwangodia community of Faskari local government area of the state. Police spokesman Gambo Isa, a police superintendent, told newsmen that the incident occurred on Sunday night. He said that the gunmen attacked South Village, razed many houses, and wrecked the vehicle of the village head. He added that a combined team of security operatives was deployed to the area to engage the criminals who escaped from the counterattack. Former governor of Abia State and chief whip of the Senate, Senator Orji Kalu, has felicitated with the Obi of Onitsha, Igwe Nnemeka Achebe Abogidi, on the occasion of the 2020 Ofala Festival. Applauding the efforts of the Obi of Onitsha in taking the Ofala Festival to the global stage, Kalu called on the people of Onitsha to sustain their rich cultural heritage. Kalu stressed that the annual Ofala Festival remains a platform for advocating peace and unity across the country. In a goodwill message to the monarch, Kalu described the Obi of Onitsha as a rare gem whose reign has brought unprecedented development to Onitsha and Anambra State at large. He said, on behalf of the good people of Abia North Senatorial District, I congratulate the Obi of Onitsha, Igwe Nnemeka Achebe Abogidi, on this year's Ofala Festival. The festival is a vehicle for social integration, inclusiveness, and unity. The Obi of Onitsha has over the years sustained extraordinary leadership qualities in various capacities. The people of Onitsha and Anambra State are blessed to have Igwe Abogidi. Ndibo will continue to rally support for the Obi of Onitsha in view of his fatherly role to all sons and daughters of Igbo land. Kalu, while wishing the people of Onitsha a rewarding celebration, used the opportunity to sue for peace and unity across Nigeria. Borno Indigenes in the Northeast, under the auspices of Abia Indigenes, Borno Masses Association, has adopted Dr. Orji Uzo Kalu, OUK, the Senate Chief Whip, as 2023 presidential race candidate. It is the turn of the Southeast. The decision was unanimously taken following a general meeting on the association in Maiduguri, the Borno State capital, recently, where over 200 members across the northern states attended. Orji Uzo Kalu has served his state twice as executive governor of Abia State and current Senate Chief Whip, honestly and with all sincerity. He has never disappointed Abians as the two-term executive governor of the state and Nigeria as Senate chief whip. He is tested and trusted. The Nigerian Center for Disease Control (NCDC) has confirmed fresh 164 cases of COVID-19 across 15 states in Nigeria on Monday, October 12, 2020. Details of the 164 new cases of COVID-19 are as follows: Lagos 64, FCT 26, Enugu 20, Kaduna 11, Oyo 11, Plateau 8, Ondo 7, Anambra 4, Nasarawa 3, Osun 3, Ebonyi 2, Imo 2, Benue 1, Katsina 1, Ogun 1. 60,430 confirmed cases, 51,943 discharged, 1,115 deaths recorded. Lagos State Governor Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu has said that the government will compensate victims of Special Anti-Robbery Squad SARS killings in the state. Sanwo-Olu gave the assurance on Monday whilst addressing the End SARS protesters at the Lekki toll gate. He said that the compensation and other agitations of the protesters will be addressed amicably and urged them to calm down. The governor, who read out some of the names of the people who were victims of SARS excesses, assured the youth that the government will get to the families and compensate them. According to him, the voices of the youth have been heard and the conversation should now be on the next step forward. Sanwo-Olu said that he will take the demands directly to President Muhammadu Buhari in Abuja by Tuesday. The news agency of Nigeria, NAN, reports that the Inspector General of Police, IGP, Mohammed Adamu, had on Sunday announced the disbandment of the Special Anti-Robbery Squad following days of protests over reported excesses. Despite the disbandment, NSAS protesters in the early hours of Monday stormed the Lekki toll gate section of the Lekki-Ekpe Expressway, Lagos, to resume demonstration. The development led to the several hours of gridlock in which commuters and motorists on their way to work were cut up, while others returned home. NAN reports that IGP Adamu had said a new policing arrangement to replace the dissolved police unit will be announced in due course. He said that all officers of the disbanded SARS had been redeployed with immediate effect. Meanwhile, the protesters on Monday demanded that the police authorities carry out psychological evaluation and retraining of all disbanded SARS officers before they are redeployed. They also demanded the release of all arrested protesters, justice for all deceased victims of police brutality, and appropriate compensation for their families. They also demanded increased salaries for police officers as well as establishment of an independent body to oversee the investigation and prosecution of police misconduct within 10 days. Meanwhile, President Muhammadu Buhari said on Monday that the disbandment of the SARS was the first step to extensive police reforms by his administration. The Edo Governorship Election Petitions Tribunal sitting in Benin has received petitions from 5 political parties and their candidates challenging the declaration of Governor Godwin Obaseki as the rightful winner of the September 19 poll. The secretary of the tribunal, Mr. Sunday Martins, confirmed this to the news agency of Nigeria, NAN, in Benin on Monday. Martins said that the 21-day window period for the submission of petitions ended on Saturday. He, however, said that the bailiff had not succeeded in his efforts to personally serve Obaseki the court notice. He said that the governor must be served personally because it is an originating process. The political parties and the candidates included the Action People's Party, APP, Action Alliance, AA, Mr. Ukonga, Frank, Allied People's Movements, the New Nigeria People's Party, Mr. Ego Egmon, and Action Democratic Party, ADP, Mr. Iboy Emmanuel. All the petitions joined Obaseki, the People's Democratic Party, PDP, and Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, as respondents. The petition by ADP and its candidate had the governor, PDP, INEC, and Osage Ize Iyamo of the All Progressive Congress as defendants. Candidates of APP and AA petitions were challenging their unlawful exclusion from the ballot papers by INEC after having been validly nominated by their party in line with the Electoral Act. They were praying the tribunal to nullify the election and order a fresh poll to be conducted within 90 days. They demanded that validly nominated candidates should be included in the new ballot papers. On their part, APM and NNPP were challenging the validity of Forms EC9 and CF001 reportedly submitted by Obaseki in respect of the 2020 and 2016 governorship polls in the state. Also, ADP and Emmanuel were asking the tribunal to look at the list of vice chancellors, VC, of the University of Ibadan, UI, from 1947 to date. E-newspaper publications that announced the death of Professor Tekena Tamuno, among other documents. Emmanuel alleged in his petition that Tamuno, who was the VC of UI from December 1975 to November 1979, could not have signed the certificate Obaseki allegedly presented to the APC for screening. He also alleged that the purported university degree which Obaseki claimed was issued by UI had no date on it. The ADP candidate therefore argued that Obaseki was not qualified to run for the poll, adding that votes credited to him were null and void and of no effect and value. The Inspector General of Police IG, Mr. Mohammed Adamu, had pledged to investigate all videos of police brutality against Nigerians as to ascertain their authenticity and ensure that officers found wanting were punished. Adamu made the pledge on Monday in Abuja during a courtesy visit by a popular Nigerian singer, David Adeleke, also known as Davido. He said investigation of videos in circulation became necessary because of the issue of fake videos seen on social media recently. He added that the dissolution of the Special Anti-Robbery Squad, SARS, of the police was the first time such decision was taken. The police boss said that a unit would be saddled with a responsibility to perform the functions but not the disbanded SARS. He said that training for the disbanded SARS will soon commence but called on Nigerians for more time to get things addressed. Adamu said that training and retraining of police officers had been his top priority and commended the popular singer and his team for the visit. In his remark, Davido commended the IG for listening to the voice of the masses by disbanding SARS across police commands in the country. Davido said the visit was to have a discussion with the IG and ensure that the disbanded officers were not brought back to the force with a different name or unit to continue to harass Nigerians. He called on the IG to ensure proper training for personnel of the disbanded squad and punishment for those brutalizing Nigerians. The singer urged the IG to ensure that the disbanded SARS remain disbanded until after undergoing psychological evaluation and training. We are here with 5 demands. Firstly, we want to solicit for the immediate release of all arrested protesters and ensure justice for all deceased victims of police brutality and appropriate compensation for their families. We want you to set up an independent body to oversee the investigation and submission of all reports of police misconduct. In line with the new Police Act, we want psychological evaluation and training for all disbanded police officers before redeployment with those found wanting charged. We also want increase in police salaries so that they can adequately discharge their duties without favor, he said. The News Agency of Nigeria reports that the IG had on Saturday ordered the dissolution of the Special Anti-Robbery Squad, SARS, across police commands in the country. Adamu, at a media briefing, said the dissolution was in response to the yearnings of Nigerians, adding that all officers and men of the defunct SARS were being redeployed with immediate effects. The IG said the force was not oblivious of the need to combat armed robbery, kidnapping, and other violent crimes in the country, which was before now the core mandate of the Eastward Squad. NAN also reports that despite the dissolution of SARS, protests are still ongoing in some parts of the country. Residents of Port Harcourt have defied the executive order of the state governor, Yesam Wike, and launched NSAS and police brutality protests in Rivers State capital. Recall that the Governor Wike on Monday banned any and all protests in the state. And that's it on the news for today. Thank you so much for listening. Just before we go, remember to follow our Instagram page, also like our Facebook page, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Set your notifications so that you'll be the first to get informations as they drop. Once again, thank you for listening. I am Angel Lady. See you soon.